2013, a year after 2012's severe drought, researchers and scientists from across the watershed kept watch over daily conditions, measured data against 100 years of research, and worked to project where we're going based on where we are.
It's not rocket science, it's much harder.
There are the challenges we know.
Eurasian water milfoil, that's an invader.
The new ones we're learning about.
And they're called spiny because see that long spine coming off their tail? These are nasty little buggers.
And the good news.
We did not have any massive scum-forming blooms along the shoreline.
This is the state of the lakes in 2013.
2013 actually was a year following a very severe drought in 2012. We had very low phosphorus levels in the lakes at the end of the drought, so you can think of it as the bucket was almost empty.
Well, 2013 was a really wet year. We had lots of runoff, and in fact, over the last 25 years, it was among the top 5 highest runoff years that we've measured. With all that runoff, obviously came lots of phosphorus, and we measured about 75,000 pounds of phosphorus total among the 4 major tributaries to Lake Mendota.
A lot of nutrients got into the lakes, but the bucket was so low that we filled it maybe half up. So even at the start of the summer of 2013, our nutrient status or levels in the lakes were not that high.
A major drought followed by major runoff illustrates the unpredictability and the need for long-term data.
LTER stands for Long-Term Ecological Research. What we try to do is provide the basic science that will help with the management and sustainability of the lake.
They spearhead the research with help from agencies at the city, county, state, and federal level, as well as citizens. Here's what we learned. 2013 was a good year for beaches, which were open 96% of the time. Divided into 4 water quality categories, Lakes Mendota and Monona were fair but worse than 2012. Lakes Kegonsa and Waubesa were poor but better than 2012.
These are complex systems, and you push things one way and you have 7 new responses in ways you never anticipated.
Part of that is an evolving food web within the lakes. The phosphorus algae connection is well known.
But there are other factors in lakes as well that can play a really important role. And one of those is our tiny little friend called Daphnia. And the beauty of Daphnia is that they feed on algae. And that's why we have what's called the clear water phase in spring and the beginning of summer.
In recent years, an invasive species has disrupted the ecosystem.
In 2009, things changed in Lake Mendota. That was the year that spiny water flea were discovered in the lake. The concern is that spiny water flea feed on Daphnia. We've seen populations of Daphnia during the later part of the year come way down. Corresponding with that, we've seen water quality decline as well. We have this broader food web.
Professor van der Zanden introduced the public to Daphnia and spiny water flea at the Yahara Lakes 101, a monthly public education event held by the Clean Lakes Alliance. It's the same venue where research scientist Alison McCulloch explained another complex balance in the lakes: aquatic plants.
They oxygenate the sediment so the phosphorus sticks.
While some plants are important parts of containing phosphorus, others are nothing but trouble.
Eurasian water milfoil, it spreads via fragments, and all it needs is one node. If this were a Eurasian, this would make a new plant. It's tiny. It grows up to the surface and along the top of it. You'll see huge mats, and sometimes ducks walk on them.
And it's really weedy, and so it gets in the way of recreation.
In 2013, Dane County's aquatic plant management program again cleared the invasive species with mechanical harvesters.
What we're trying to do is provide access for people to boat and swim and fish and enjoy the lakes while maintaining the balance of the natural systems.
Part of maintaining that natural balance is taking everything we learned in 2013 and measuring it against past research.
The biggest thing we've seen in the last 50 or 60 years has been an increase in the total amount of precipitation.
The amount of yearly rainfall has gone up by the equivalent of another month of summer rain. Those rain events are more extreme.
The heavy flooding type of rains that occur are happening more frequently now than they were back 50 or 60 years ago.
Those climate changes give us a window into into the future.
Unfortunately, the trends that we've been seeing are going to continue in the future. More variability in weather, more extreme events.
The challenges will continue, and it will take everyone working together to meet them.